I had never thought to use atmosphere and sensation as the driver of a design, and when asked to do the initial atmospheric mapping, immediately made the mistake of only considering atmosphere as climatic conditions, rather than the vibe being felt at each unique location on site. Comprehending atmosphere as being the vibe was a big eye-opener to my understanding that by identifying key physical and climatic components, I could amplify and heighten these unique moments via manipulation. It was enlightening to understand that these moments shouldn't be sanitized into good, bad, or comfortable, rather that by heightening, for example, the menacing nature of one point, that would, by proxy, add to the softness of another point, kind of like a yin-yang approach. Funnily enough, my strong preconception of the Docklands as a ubiquitously windy locale were undone via our atmospheric site examination. It became apparent after a few amplification investigations that my most interesting outcomes would be discovered through topographical manipulations. It was obvious that my use of objects, such as this ugly bridge, were quite limited to say the least. Point B aims to amplify the feeling of ambiguity as found in our lexicon. The random undulating landform is constrained by the concrete dividers, creating an elongated threshold. The city and the site are coupled by the randomly generated landform, which loses amplitude as it extends into Collins Street. Randomness, rather than an ordered pattern, was chosen to reflect the site's spontaneously occurring terrain vague, or third landscape planting, as well as the DIY aesthetic of the site's proposed social ecological program. The undulations are intended to act as a petri dish for spontaneous growth, further echoing the randomness introduced by the topographical manipulation. The Wayfield series by Maya Lin, as well as Snowheader's work for Max Planck Lab, were viewed as precedents for this location due to their undulating landforms. Point E explores the amplification of the vast open sky via cutting through and descending below the pier. The cut is used to simultaneously connect the sky and the water. As one descends down to the pontoon located on the water to view the sky through the aperture above. The use of this strong photographic sightline has precedence in the work of Nancy Holt, specifically in the work Rock Rings, designed to act as an aperture through which to view the stars. This may have some relevance in my design, given the very dark nature of the site during the night. I like the idea of the pontoon moving freely on the water until aligning with the cut at low tide, creating a viewing moment of the sky. This should be looked into further. Point H is designed to accentuate the feeling of invitation experienced on the site visits. Inherent to this feeling was the view back over the sheltered water. Thus, I have elevated this experience by connecting the user to the water via a slinky-esque boardwalk that floats and falls with the tide. JDS's cut-of-a-bod waves was used as a design precedent for this point. Note was made of the playful nature of the level changes and the ease of engagement with the water, as well as the strong post-industrial material palette. I have likewise facilitated a friendship to the water and would hope someday soon the top strata of the harbour would be clean enough to allow for swimming. Tactics such as those successfully used in Auckland Silo Park are worth investigating with a view to that end.